You are not imagining it. The tightness in your pussy, the numbness you feel, that ache in your pussy. This is not random. And it also doesn't mean that you are broken. It just means that your pussy remembers. She remembers the moments that you might have said yes to her when you actually meant no. She remembers the times that maybe you've disconnected from her or from your own pleasure just to feel safe. Because you feel like it's wrong. She does remember every shutdown, every abandonment, every time you pushed through her, every time you ignored her when she was really whispering, please just slow down. Let's enjoy this. And also, she's not holding this against you. In fact, if any of these ring true to you, she's actually just calling you home. So today, this is what we are going to explore. We're going to go deeper into the emotional memory that often gets stored in the yoni that we might not even realize or not talk about, and what it actually takes for you to feel pleasure and softness and sensuality and aliveness again. This is not a surface conversation, as you know, if you've been here with me before. This is a remembrance of what is yours here to claim. Your pussy holds and remembers more than you think. She holds memory. She's not just a physical thing. She's not just anatomy. You've been taught that your pussy, your vagina is just anatomy, and you just have to do some extra pussy holds or pelvic floor pulses. But no, she requires softness. She requires your love. She requires your attention. The last thing she needs is more tension, more contraction. In fact, what she calls us into is her portal of love, her portal of abundant pleasure, infinite pleasure. So she's not just something physical. She's not something that we should be all just shaving and waxing or hiding or controlling or using her as just this place of quick orgasm. That has never been the truth. And I know this from years of exploring her and my own sexuality. What I've come to know is that your pussy is memory. She holds memory. She is intuition. She's like your beautiful oracle, we can say. She shares so much of your truth and your desires. She's the portal to your magnetism, and she really does bring your desires to life. I mean, she brought you to life, right? Through this beautiful sexual activation. So your pussy is like a receiver. She calls in. She calls in a lover. She calls in you. She calls in the energy of emotion, as well as maybe all those times you might have abandoned yourself in order to be loved or seen or accepted, basically to hold the little girl. But when you feel numb or tight or closed or disconnected, whether in your body or in your vagina, it's almost always because your pussy is carrying memories. She remembers the times maybe you said yes when your body whispered no, or when you maybe had sex before you were even ready and really heated up and you were filled with pleasure, because you believed that you had to just hurry and push through and rush through to the outcome. She also remembers, some times where you penetrated her when she just wasn't feeling ready yet, or maybe you weren't feeling like it. Maybe you weren't feeling safe. Maybe an old lover said something to you and it really sunk deep in your body, in your heart, and you just felt like this sinking feeling of, I'm not lovable. Maybe you prioritized someone else's desires or needs over your own. She might even hold memory of the time that you rushed or tolerated what wasn't in honor to you. So then you wouldn't be too much. So you overrided what you wanted or what you needed at the time. So it doesn't have to be sexual, right? It's every time you disconnected from your pleasure. So someone else then wouldn't feel rejected. Your pussy holds memories lovingly, quietly, patiently. And I'm not saying this as well to bring up guilt or to shame or to make you feel bad or to go down that rabbit hole of judging yourself for where you were. No, what shifts is where you are now, and that it is you have the power to change this and to develop a new relationship with your body and your vagina. I do feel like, and I've also seen with my clients that, when we get honest with this, where we are, where we've maybe disconnected from her, when we've not listened to her, when we tune into that and we get honest and we get compassionate as well, the more we can come into a new space of love, of meeting with love for who we are and where we have been and who we desire to be. But this love allows us to really be more gentle with ourselves as well. And that's what the Yoni wants for us. So the more that we come into a place of not only loving ourselves and what we've gone through with more softness, but we also come to know love deeper. We also want more sex with our partner. We also feel orgasms differently on a whole new level. We experience aliveness that we are meant to experience in our lives. And so your vagina, she's just waiting for you to turn toward her again. Because she, just as much as she carries all these old memories, she also remembers maybe what you have forgotten. She remembers softness. She remembers pleasure. She remembers your wildness. She remembers your erotic intelligence, your power as a woman, that you can be so damn sensual and at the same time powerful and strong and hold yourself with integrity. This is the innate essence of you. That you that is wild in your body and not performing for anyone. You're just being. And remembering that little girl inside of you who may have one time opened her legs because she just was free in her body, or maybe she liked to say no with assertiveness. She really listened to that no. Your yoni is that place inside of you that helps you to remember as well the tingles that come alive, like they come online, the tingles in your G-spot as well, whether that's you're feeling the aliveness in sex or even in the subtlety of when your man comes home with a bunch of flowers just because you are a goddess, or when you're wearing your best outfit and you're all dressed up and you're wearing your heels and you feel like a queen. That's your vagina getting excited. It's like this beautiful, radiant butterfly that opens. She opens to your truth and excitement and your erotica, your feminine nature that wants to feel erotic and alive and beautiful and slow and delicious. And just to be open to what the feminine really is here to share with you. Your inner knowing comes on alive, comes online. You just hear that, yes, that knowing, this person feels really good for me. I feel aligned with this person. Your boundaries, you can't ignore them anymore. You say your yeses, you say your nos without you feeling like someone is going to judge you, or, without the fear of being abandoned, basically. Your sensuality comes online as well. that spark of desire that lights you up in your body, in your life. It becomes your way of it being in the world. And that's what pulls in, that's what calls in opportunities and love and beauty and wealth and abundance into your life. Your creative powers as well become ignited. Instead of ideas just swelling up around in your head, your ideas start to land in the body. So you might get inspired, but then it also feels grounding at the same time. And you start to feel that power to move forward with them. Your feminine magnetism also enhances. People start to respond to you differently. Different people respond to you differently. But that can't happen. The right kind of people that make your heart feel like, oh, this feels so good, ignited. If you are contracted, if you're always protecting yourself, if your power center, which is the most magnetic powerhouse, your womb and your yoni, is closed. So your vagina, the energy of her, she is the receiver. Okay? If you want more pleasure in your life, you want more love, or you want to attract a beautiful man, or you want to expand in your creativity, we have to be tapped into her, into your womb. So then we can actually hold as well all of these desires without freaking out about it. So when you return to the altar of your pussy in the most loving and sacred ways, you really allow yourself to go into this sensual journey, this beautiful journey of realizing more of who you are. You aren't afraid to be seen in your expression, your sensuality, how you desire to show up. And it's not in a way that is calling in wrong kind of attention, like, look at me, I'm so amazing. Instead, it just becomes more grounding. And you really come out of this masculine overdrive that maybe you're in a lot of the day, which is fine. I'm never opposed to the masculine energy. He helps us to get shit done. He helps us to be assertive and to hold presence. But that's not going to help us thrive when we're trying to be creative in our relationships, in our sex. So when we're in that masculine, collapsed into masculine overdrive all the time, we go into those places of over planning, overthinking about everything, overachieving, also not wrong, but it can compensate for your body's protection. And so your body stays closed up energetically. And that can also create that numbness in your sexuality and in your desires as well. Your desires feel more confusing or just blocked. You don't really fully know what you want. So all of this that I'm mentioning, it's not a mindset issue. It's not a body issue or yoni issue. It's a feminine memory dissonance. Meaning your pussy, she's holding everything that you have never allowed yourself to actually say out loud, or you've never allowed to really own. Maybe that wild, erotic, messy, intuitive, turned on, slow, open woman. But imagine what can actually happen and open up for you when you do step into a space where you feel safe, always safe, and explore playfully and sensually your blueprint of the woman that you came here to be. Radiant, turned on, soft, intuitive, grounded, wild, magnetic, emotional, free in the body, moving, being, but also edgy, assertive, knowing what she wants, in integrity of her body, where you are this version of you who remembers her power. And so you start to do things that really turn you on instead of deplete you or keep you in that cycle of, always working hard all the time, walking up that hill, achieving constantly, focusing on the outcome. Instead, you become that woman who just moves your body slowly. You start your days slowly and softly and lovingly. You look at your body as well and speak to yourself with more honor and with reverence. You listen to what you want. You listen to your energy. You receive. You become the portal to receive. You become the creator in your life. That's what happens when you bring her, your beautiful pussy, back to life. Even saying that word pussy, is there disgust around her? Are you holding disgust with that word? Does that trigger you? Maybe not, and that's amazing. But it's really about noticing, am I feeling triggered by her? Am I being disconnected from her? But also being so loving and compassionate and gentle about it as well in your experience. So what brings your vagina energy, your pussy energy, your pussy vibrancy back to life? She doesn't come back. She's not heard through force, not through pressure, not through performing your way to pleasure, not pushing her to feel a certain way or to hurry up and orgasm, hurry up and feel better, hurry up and feel more alive. No, she awakens through presence, softness, compassion, listening, breath into her, seducing her through your movement, really gentle yoni pulses. Safety is another one. Your pussy needs to feel like she gets to exist again in your world, in your body. And so that means she doesn't want to feel like she's rushed all the time, or that she has to open before she's ready, or that she has to perform or prove or give. Instead, she really thrives when you allow for slow unfolding, and it's organic. When you play, whether it's literally playing with her in a very curious, loving, girl-like, wondrous way, or just really playing with her by listening to her sensations. So, or playing with her by looking at her and loving on her. So then she doesn't and you won't abandon yourself again. When you turn toward her with tenderness instead of frustration, forcing, pushing, everything does begin to melt. It also means that we don't have an outcome for her, right? So then numbness really softens, tension softens, the breath also can enter more deeply. Breath is what really activates her. And then her pleasure also becomes to wake up from the inside, and she can with your breath, bring that pleasure through the body, through the heart. This is not technique. This is really activated through self-trust, deep holding, as I said, presence, slowness, love. Actually, one of my clients just the other day, I had a session with her and we weren't even actually focusing on the yoni. In my private sessions, we do really work with your vagina, but then there are other times it's your body, your heart. And so this particular day, we weren't really focusing on the vagina. We weren't trying to fix anything. okay, or try to achieve anything. We were just simply reconnecting her breath to her belly, to her womb, to her heart, really allowing her body to feel her own presence of love again, and being safe to just slow down. That's so important for us. Really slowing it down. And then the next day, she messaged me and she was like, I just feel so alive. I don't know what happened, but I feel like my whole iceberg within me just melted. My period came as well. I just feel so beautiful. And I didn't realize how tense and disconnected I really was. And this is what happens when a woman re-enters her feminine body over and over again. It's like her system comes into this reset. Her vagina remembers to soften. So you restore this memory, which is also there, memory of softness and pleasure and rhythm, coming back into attunement to your natural rhythm. And it's like your flow returns and your pussy can just exhale again. Your womb starts speaking again. You listen to her instead of the constant chatter in the mind and the over planning all the time. And this is how quickly the feminine responds to safety. So our work together, whether it's with that client or my other clients, it's never about fixing her or you or making you feel more sensual or feeling more healed. It's about bringing you home to a more radiant, natural self. Through breath, through touch, through dropping your awareness into your womb and to your vagina, and then something does shift. You start to feel this tingle, like warmth coming alive in you again. And it's not sexual at first either. It's just like this sense of, oh my God, I just belong. Everywhere I've been chasing and looking, it's right here. I am home, finally. You also start to feel this wildness come back to life, as I mentioned. And that wildness as well, that I think some of us are afraid to tune into, it's not chaos, it's truth. You begin to feel sensual, not as performance, but as grounding. It's who you are. You feel rooted, you feel expanded, you feel like the woman you are always meant to be. And that is what happens when your pussy really wakes up. You stop trying to be confident, you just become confident. You stop trying to be seen and you are seen. You stop trying to be magnetic, you embody magnetism and natural beauty. And you also stop chasing all the good feelings all the time, trying to feel good all the time. That's not what pleasure is about. It's not always about feeling good, it's about feeling alive, turned on. Alive in your body, alive in your pussy, listening to sensation. The more you can hold that, the more you can hold the aliveness then in your pussy when it comes to sex. So your vagina becomes the ground that you really stand on. Imagine what your sex would be like, honestly. When this happens, it will just feel like intimacy and so delicious and not tension anymore. And your pleasure will just feel so safe again. You'll feel so much more connected to your body. You won't feel that numbness, tiredness. You'll just want to do things that really light you up. You will want to be around people that light you up. You will want to be turned on. You'll start to honor what turns you on. What really makes you alive? It can be so simple as flowers, surrounding yourself with flowers. You will want to feel ignited by your man's touch and his kiss. You'll want to just maybe meet with his eyes and just be held by his embrace. You will get turned on in your feminine. Oh my God, this is orgasmic for us. So, this is what I live for. I don't teach sexuality for performance. I don't teach sensuality just so you can look good. I guide you into the deepest remembering of your feminine body where your pussy gets to feel safe. Because as you can see, she's not just a sexual organ, she's the voice of your feminine truth. And when she's safe, your entire life will start to open up. You just become soft without losing your edge, right? You become receptive, alive, magnetic. Your heart opens. You'll want to love even deeper. Love your dog, love your children, love your man, love your work even more. And you also stop shaming yourself for feeling fear or feeling judgment for your body. You know why you stop doing that? Because you know that your resource of true love and acceptance is in your pussy and your heart, of course. When you tie them together, they coexist. So if you take anything from this at all today, is that your pussy holds emotional and energetic memory. But you can't process in the moment. It gets stored here. So it's okay. I don't want you to feel bad if that happens. And it's not to hurt you either. She does it because she protects you, because she's such a receiver. That's why we always need to be tending to her with so much love. Otherwise, the contraction, numbness, it builds up in your nervous system into memory, and then it holds space for it. And then that's what creates your embodiment, of being closed up and feeling fear of who you are, feeling fear of your wildness, your erotic nature, unless you release it and move with it, right? So that's what my work is about. Moving with all of this. Your pussy is your portal to your feminine power. The softness, the beauty, the slowness, the pleasure that you may have forgotten about. She's storing it there for you, don't worry. But you have to switch into a new field of compassion over performing and tension, because she'll only open when you're offering her safety through softness, through your reverence and breath and listening to her. You just awaken her by loving her. That's as simple as it can be. Although I know it's not that simple, right? That's why there is so much guidance out there for you. So if this is speaking to you, make sure to go and check out my other videos and episodes about the vagina in my free program, Erotic Feminine Embodiment. Every day you will receive a different sensual embodiment practice. One of the days you will be offered a Yoni breathing practice. It's a beautiful tantric Yoni breath. Make sure you do this and do it daily. It will help you to connect with her on a deeper, beautiful, loving way. So if you really feel your pussy saying, you know what, I'm so ready for this. I'm ready to be felt again. I'm ready to be fully activated, and I want to dive deeper into this work and let this be my new way of being and embodiment. Check out my links below. You can jump on a sexuality and sensuality game plan call. Make sure to jump into my free program. Check out all my other offerings. And I'd be so excited to just start this journey with you. Let's seriously get you feeling more turned on in every way possible. So listen to your body, listen to your pussy. She's always there to tell you truth. And I'd be so honored to guide you there. Thank you, beautiful. Let me know what landed with you in this today. If you liked this, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to stay tuned to all of my other episodes that I drop every single week, where we speak about all things related to the feminine, pleasure, embodiment, erotic, sensuality, sexuality. I know this is your place for you. Thank you, beautiful. What is your pussy saying to you right now? Let us know in the comments. I'd love to know. And I'll see you again soon. My name is Jessica Angileri. Bye, gorgeous.